right. Welcome. Welcome. Let me turn up the volume here because I know I don't have the volume up. Welcome. Welcome to Troy Graham Experience for the third time. The Saturday Boxing Show. Experience for the third time. All right. Saturday Boxing Show. It says that you can hear me, so here I am for the third daggone time. Okay, so here we are again, and as you can as you can see by the thumbnail, it says Dillian Whyte versus Moses Atamu. Why Dillian Whyte shall win? Picasso, big up yourself. Why Dillian Whyte shall win by KO? Now I know most of you are gonna say, "Oh, you always pick Dillian Whyte." No, I'm not always picking him. Mhm. I didn't pick him all the time. I knew if he fought Anthony again, he would lose, right? But the man took the mantle of the body snatcher, and we know the original one was great. Mike McCollum, he could box, he could take you out to the body. Is Dillian his equal? No, but he had enough respect for his for the legend that is Mike McCollum. For the country, which is Jamaica, which is my country, and he said, "I'm going to take this mantle up out of respect for Jamaica's Sugar Ray Robinson, Mike McCollum." So he did a pretty good job. But the thing is, if he lives and feasts off Moses Otamo's body and works his jab and covers up when he fires back, because he's gonna be Moses is gonna come hot and heavy. He's young. He's gonna fire hard and fast because he wants to get you out of there fast. Because a couple of things is that's what he's used to. And he doesn't know if he could go into the later rounds because he has not been in the later rounds. So you can't say none of these are common sense if you know boxing. If you've never been to the later rounds, there's that apprehension, and you'll get tight, and your breathing will get tight, and next thing you know, you take a couple of hits to the body repeatedly. Round one, round two, round three, round four, round five, round six, round seven, round eight. Next thing you know, you can't breathe. You can't breathe. So if Dillian keeps working that body and that jab and letting him know he has a right hand plus an uppercut and a left hook, guess what? Especially if he does the up and down jab, which I've never seen him do, but if he does that up and down jab, which is to the gut and to the chin, or somewhere up and down like that, I would shoot for the shoulders, get them things dislocated. That's what I would do. But if he does that, if Dillian does that, if feasts on Otamo's body, he wins by knockout. Boxing Logistics United, Peace and Pugilism. Myron, what up, Guan? What's up, man? Long time no see. And Patap's Hapsico depends on the fighter's strength and conditioning. The strongest will survive and the weak will shrivel up and die. Question: who is the stronger? We don't. You said something. I'm gonna read your words back. The strongest will. Period. Is that can be taken in two different ways. You could be talking about the strength of a person or the strongest will, because there's an 80-20 factor in business as there is in sports. So whoever comes with that 80-20 factor, they can win. You know, they got 80% of it is mental, 20% of it is physical. The man that steps in the ring with that is the man who wins. But I have Billion taking this very young man out by seven or eight. If I'm incorrect, mark my words, this fight shall be over in 6, 7 rounds. And that'll be on Dillion's side. He'll get stopped. Okay? Of course I understand. Of course, man. What is my last name? The experience, which means that I'm experienced. Come on now. How long have you known me, Playboy? You don't see nobody else wanted to challenge me when it comes to boxing. They want to challenge me when it comes to foolishness, right? They don't dare. draw their sword against me. Nobody does. Anyway, back to patting myself on the back. I like this fight. Others were offered this fight before Dillian. Dillian wasn't his first choice. I think he said he offered it to Big Baby. No. Offered it to Derek Chisora. No. Who took the fight? Because he was scheduled to fight Big Boy, the African, who got stopped by Joseph Parker. Or was these? I think him and I think Dillian was supposed to schedule to fight the big African, and then he lost, and then it was talks of him fighting Big Baby Miller, and then he got hurt, so that fight never came about because that fight was going to happen, and then he said, "Okay, well, I'll just take this fight." Funny how things work out. Okay, because they lost the he lost the Anthony fight because of something, but no one to this day, all these years later, can tell me what substance they found in his body. Nobody can. But the reason I say that Dillian will win this fight, and I'm not backing up, nor is just based on any other thing, but what my boxing mind sees, not the fan. I take that out of it, but the boxing mind is because I always stated that if he could stay at 240, between 240 and 245, he has a good chance of beating anybody. When he fought Derek Chisora, he was 245. And you saw how that fight ended. He's 244 this time. Ain't no yelling, ain't no screaming, there's no hijinks. He's just, level headed. And he even told the youngster, calm down. You're going to get your shot at me on Saturday. You need to relax. You need to relax. And it has always amazed me how people can say to you, hey, such and such is going to lose before the fight even starts. You don't know that. Uh-oh. You don't know that at all. So I can't say I can't say that such and such is. I'm saying Dillian will win based on this. If he loses, it'll be based on what I said prior to that. He doesn't stay focused. He's rushing things, and he's a professional, but he lets himself get hurt, and he gets unfocused, and he doesn't live in that man's body. He has to basically feast off Moses's body. Dillian doesn't fight like he has long arms. He never has. Buddy McGirt has him throwing some straight punches, though. Buddy McGirt has him doing some. Remember, Buddy McGirt's the one that turned Gotti into a boxer back when he had him. And he turned Tarver into a more stable knockout guy. He was a good boxer, but he had him planting his feet and knocking people out. Or if he wasn't knocking them out, he was damn sure hurting them. So Buddy McGirt, I texted him the day before, and I said the same thing I'm saying now. If Dillian lives up to the body snatcher moniker, it's a 7-8 round fight. If he doesn't, y'all gonna be teasing me. I'll be right there on your live streams. Hell, I'll make my own live stream. I'll come over here and make me eat crow. That's fine with me. What's up, RP? Yeah, that's RP from the ladies of iTalk, y'all. That's her. Say hello, say hello. But my boxing mind has yet to prove me wrong. Now I am human, so I'm not 100%. No one is. But mark my words, I believe Dillian's going to win. Will he win exactly like I said? It should work out the way, but if it doesn't, I still have him winning. But he's going to get wobbled, and he's going to taste that boy power. He has to know if he can take it. See, but what people are not talking about is what happened when Dillian hurts this boy here. They got two big both these gentlemen are 6'4", right? Itama was 6'4.5", they're saying. I think he got lifts on personally. But not one commentator from the UK is saying that Dillian's gonna hurt this boy. Not one of them. So you already know where the money is. Frank Warren already came out of his own mouth and said he wants Moses to win. He wants Moses to win. That's what he said. You know. So Dillian, there's no way Dillian's gonna win on points. Not a way he can win on points at all. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm still here. I'm doing business while I'm on here. I'm sorry, but look, tune into the fight. I'm gonna see if I can find it, and I'll play it over here. I probably can't turn the volume up, but I can still talk through it. And I'm sorry for doing bit, but business is business, right? So yeah, that threw me off a bit. What I'm saying is this: this ain't me fanning out. I'm not. I see what type of Dillian is already. I've always said that. I said it's his character more than his fighting style. Why I've always rooted for him. I've seen him knocked out beautifully. It was a beautiful knockout by Povetkin. Beautiful. All right. What did he say next? Can a 5'9" guy grow to 6 feet and does yoga? Who's 5'9"? Picasso. But the thing is, when you have a man like that throughout the years, win, lose, or draw, if he loses, the first thing he says is, "Eddie, get me the rematch." When he wins, he says, "Who's next?" He's not looking to make any excuses. He's simply saying, "Who's next?" Right? And that's what I've always respected about him. You didn't hear him go on a campaign of he was poisoned, something was in the other man's gloves. No, he just lost. He lost to the better man. And if you look who he's lost to, has been Joshua, Fury, and Prevekin. Say that's pretty good. If you look who he's beat, it's been Prevekin and a whole lot of other names. So I'm always gonna root for a fighter like that because of his character. But I think it starts at I want to say it starts at 8 o'clock their time, which would be Is that right? 8 o'clock their time and 3 o'clock our. If it's 8 o'clock over there, it'll be 3 o'clock our time or something like that. I'm not too sure. But let me see real quick. Let me see. What time does the Dillian White versus Moses Otama fight start? So it starts at 10. It starts at 10 o'clock their time, which will be 5 o'clock our time if they're 5 hours ahead, or 6 o'clock if they're 5 hours ahead. Because the actual card starts at 5 p.m. England time, which is now. The cards are on right now, right? So yeah, but it's a good fight, man, and I want Dillian. I believe with everything in me, he wants his shot at Usyk. So even if he wins this fight, he's gonna put out more effort if he gets to fight with Usyk. And if Deontay Wilder ever finds his balls and wants to fight him, he's gonna put out more effort for that because he was the mandatory, and the boy told him on video, "This is Wilder, that I don't have to fight you. I'm gonna make you wait. I'm gonna make," and he did. He waited him out and never fought him. And I saw him on an interview. This is Wilder with Ness, boxing voice, and he said the first thing they asked him about why he's not fighting White, and he said, "Well, I'm not afraid of him." Nobody asked him if he was afraid. You go look that up. You can ask Ness himself if he remembers. That's the first things out of his mouth. I mean, I haven't watched his show in years, but I remember that interview. I remember that, right? He said, "I'm not afraid of fighting Dillian." He said, "Why haven't you fought him? He's mandatory." Cause man, he wasted time. He don't deserve no shot. When you start hearing a fighter type talks like that, guess what? He's afraid. He's afraid. But Believe me, one thing I like about the UK is their fans they love fights. Unlike over here, they love names. That's the difference between the UK and most of the world, actually, but mainly the UK. The United States don't love boxing; it loves names. It loves names. Now, mind you, we've had great fights over here in America, but in the last so many blank years, they're not building great fighters. They're building great. They're building fighters they can build up and promote. But what great fighter is out there? Terrence Crawford, in every and any way, is a great fighter. Canelo, in every way, is a great accomplished. Both of these two guys are accomplished fighters. Their fight's coming up after this fight, but it's like nobody's talking about it. I'm gonna run that stuff into the ground after this fight, and I'm picking Crawford for that. Not because I think Canelo's washed up or anything. Is this dude is his competitive edge to win? This is Crawford is right on the edge of just pure and utter addiction and insanity. He will not stop until he gets his pound of flesh. Canelo beats you, he moves on. Canelo loses, depends. He's going to want his rematch. If he don't get it, he's going to move on. You know? So at the end of the day, Wilder never wanted the winner Picasso, never wanted the winner of AJ and who, because when he beat when AJ stopped Dillian, I didn't hear Wilder say he wanted to fight him. I don't never heard that. And I was more into boxing than I was back then. It was about 5 6 years ago or something. I don't recall Wilder ever calling out either one. Calling out White. And then when he was offered generational money over $100 million, he said no. And he even admitted that in a letter. And he took the easier fight with Tyson for less money and lost all three fights. Sorry, baby. Sorry, baby. You get what you get. But man, let me tell you, thank God for England, man. It keeps the heavyweight division relevant. You got Wardley out there. You got this young man here, Atuma. You have some other young cats over there in the UK. And don't forget, Yardley's coming up in a fight soon with David Benavidez, right? So it's gonna be something. It's gonna be something. So I'm grateful for the UK for keeping it alive. I'm grateful for it because without the UK, what heavyweights would be relevant? There's no American heavyweights left. None. There's no. If you want to point them out to me, please do. Please point them out to me. So I'm just speaking from a point of relevant, knowledge. A lot of people say, "Oh, we knew you were going to pick Dillian." That's right. Yeah, I picked him in the last couple of fights. The fight that I said that he would probably had he if he don't stay focused, he was too respectful with Prevetkin because he had him beat. He dropped him twice, and he basically had him beat. You don't see people dropping Prevetkin twice. Joshua ain't dropped him twice. Who's the fighter that dropped him twice? Daniel White. But at the end of the day, like he said, he showed him too much respect, right? I think that's why he came in the way he did against Atuma. Very respectful, very quiet, very sociable. Everything that he did, watch their interview. Everything that Dillian did from this and how he spoke in a certain manner, Atuma mimicked it. It's like, and when he was ready to speak, he kind of paused and looked at Dillian like, "You done speaking?" And then he gave, see, he knows what he's doing. You know, it's like you welcoming in somebody in your house, knowing that you're a smoker, and it's like he's just lining him up for a trap. It's like a wolf playing possum. Or if you know what a Venus flytrap is, like everybody does, they're just sitting there like, "Oh man, we all cool. You can land on me." And what happens when he lands on you? Thank you. Free meal, baby. Free meal. You know? But I'm excited about this fight because I like good fights. I really want to see the Pacquiao fight. For some reason, I fell asleep and it was over. So I had to watch the replays, right? And then just went from there. And Pacquiao, I believe Pacquiao beat him, but they gave the fight. They should have just let Pacquiao go out with their win. He probably would have retired. They didn't let him go out with the win. Oh, I'm drinking one of these, by the way. So Ensure, you see me? Ensure. Yeah, that's what I want. I want Ensure. Yeah. Sponsorship. Hint, 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 hint. I've been on here for a while. I need a sponsorship. Oh, what did Canelo say? You want money. You want money. You want payday. You want payday. Yeah, I want payday. I want payday. No, but then again, I didn't watch all those fights. I fell, I fell asleep on my own platform, brother. So what does that mean if I fell asleep on a Wilder fight? I fell asleep on my own platform. I fell asleep on many a platform. Get your Depend sponsorship. If I could get one, I would. If I could get one, I would. As long as the money is legal, you know, I'm here for it, depending on what the product is, as long as it's legal. Because see, it's a two-part thing. You do things for the money, of course, but you also do things to help others. So there's people that wear the pens, and if I can respectfully and help them get the pens at a good price, hallelujah, baby. I'm here for it, baby. I am here for it. I'm gonna be texting a message. Give me a second here. Don't call me out on that. Don't call me out on me texting. Matter of fact, let me jump over here. Right? Yeah, I'm respecting. See, when I say I want something at one, when you make business arrangements and something's supposed to be here by one, it's 1:30. It's bad business. I live on this. Early is on time is early, and well, and early is on time is late. So what do you think 1:30 we supposed to be here at one is? Really bad business. That's what it is. That's all it is. Hey, it's bad business. It really is. I don't like doing bad business. Okay, so I'm trying to give you my money. I can buy all rights. I can just keep it in my pocket. I've never, if I was gonna be late to anybody I had a business dealing with, I'm calling you way before it gets past that time and letting you know I'm on my way. I didn't forget you, Mom. I might have ran into some traffic, or even I might be just around the corner and made a wrong turn, but I am on my way. Please don't think I'm not coming. Your business is important to me. I'm all about customer service because you know what that brings? Repeated business. You just saw me I got an email from somebody who wants to buy something from me, right? Well, actually, they want to swap something. They don't want to buy anything. That's look. I sell. I do bartering, and yeah, that's how I do my thing. Right now, I have a dog grooming kit and a dog training system I'm selling. You can buy it, the dog grooming kit by itself, the collar by itself, or you could buy both of them together. Not telling you the price. If you want to know, go look it up on Facebook Marketplace and just look and type my name in, and you'll see how much it costs, right? So that person wants to get it today, and funny enough, he wants to swap a power washer for the dog grooming kit, right? I was just looking to get a power washer so I could start doing that business. So if he sends me a picture of the power washer and I like it, then I'll swap the power washer for the dog grooming kit, and that's not going to lose me any money because I already have a contract I can get, right. And what I'll do with that contract, I'll talk to them about me working there 3 days a week, right? And just like I had a cleaning business, and I would charge you by the square foot or square inch, something like that. It's been a while. So for so many square feet, then you get paid this amount of money. I got packages and uno, what you say? Packages uno momento, something like that. But yeah, if it was so many square feet, then this is how much it would be, right? And the first job I ever got, myself and my business partners, was a private school. When I say private, it was all the way to the end of the county by the water. The next stop for you was you getting on a ferry to the private island. You know, they pulled out before I got, because we were trying to book a larger contract, an actual IT school. And I went in that meeting, and I said nobody else showed up. Nobody else just but me. And on due respect, both of them had full time jobs. I worked at night, so I was the one able to go out and book the contracts. So that day, I got a contract with a supermarket, with a bank, within that had three three what did I say? A supermarket. They had three branches in our area. Inside each of those supermarkets. Okay, so now he's saying he didn't do it. Well, okay then. He should have called and. All right, so I don't have to worry about spending that money. But anyway, I booked a contract with this bank, which was housed in a supermarket in my county, and it was the main branch I did, and two other ones in the same supermarket, right? And then the big school fell out, but the private school, which was it was for one person, it was a lot to do. So I was doing that by myself because they pulled out at the last minute. One guy had the money and the lawyer. The other guy had the contacts. I had the vehicle. I had the Astro van. I had two Astro vans. One was for the family, one was for business. And they pulled out on me. So basically, I was running on E when I did that. I didn't have no money, but I found a way to get it done. Luckily, when I booked the school, they provided all the equipment. I didn't have to bring anything but my willingness to work. That was like $3,000 a month for that school, and they asked me to buff about once a month or twice a month. not the whole place, just the auditorium, right? Or the, but it really wasn't that big. Cafeteria slash auditorium, and that was my main income. The 3,000 plus the 800 plus the other thousand I got from the banks. So that's how I made my money for a while. And that's just what I'm still doing. There's always a legal hustle to get money done. Is I mean, I tell people that all the time, and it doesn't even have to be a hustle. It's a business. You could buy a cargo van and start running routes. You could clean that cargo van and start doing medical. You could get a contract with LabCorp and start doing medical deliveries. I believe that's 1,500 a week. You could put in a bid for a bread route, which will make you over $100,000 a year. But your credit has to be pretty solid because I believe there's a down payment, or if they go through your credit, they want some money before you get that route because it may or may not come with a truck. And then you're off on the weekends and you work from 4 till midnight. I mean, 4 a.m. till noon, Monday through Friday. And it's really not a lot of heavy work. It really isn't. But at this stage in my life, I don't do that. But my sons do it. And then of course, there's this, yeah, you could resell and you can become a wholesaler. There's a lot of different sites on here where you could do your own online auction for free. Well, not free. They take a certain percent of what you sell, but it's a whole lot less doing it that way than you have to build your own website and everything else, right? So there's things you could do. I'm not saying everything I'm doing, but yeah. But back to the fight. Since I'm not gonna get my food and I waited and waited and anticipated. Matter of fact, I don't know why he didn't even call me and tell me he wasn't gonna do that. I'm not doing business with him no more. I'm not doing business with that man no more. Yeah, that's whack. He should have called and told me from yesterday he wasn't doing any business today. So now here it is my birthday and I ain't got no food. What's going on, man? How you gonna do that to people? You don't do that. Well, now you know not to do business with him no more. That's wrong. That's wrong, baby. You don't do that. Anyway, I mean, I'm here, y'all. I just need to see where I can go today. The jerk truck, food truck, is scheduled will be at Community Fun Fest today, August, till 6 o'clock. Okay, 390, 39, or whatever the address is. Okay. Anyway, let's get back to the fight. See, America could never, guys like Dillian Whyte, Derek Chisora, who I always root for, even though I know it's a 50-50 chance or really 70-30 chance that Chisora might win, but he'll show up though. And you know what he'll do? He'll put his best effort out, then he'll go in the corner. He walks himself to the corner and catches his breath and make the other fighter come to him and he'll cover up and with his hooks and so forth, there's a chance he could win. Then he'll go to the other corner. Take them breaths up. Take them breaths up. Put his arms up like he's doing something. He's getting more wind, getting more breath into his lungs. Next thing you know, it's round five. Shore is still there. The other dude is looking a bit more winded, right? And so, what you gonna do then? He puts it all out. Name me in America where a guy with over 11 fights can still make 2 million, $500,000 to fight. Name me a fighter that has over 11 fights in America that's worth close to 30 million. Name me someone like Dillian who's his three biggest fights he's lost by knockout, but he still commands 3 million. Hmm? Name me where in America can Big Baby Miller get a fight? Where? Jay Joy came back, brother. Thank you. Is going to land that big left hook. He may land it. Better be careful, but he may land it. Yeah. If he beats his body up first, yeah. But what I was saying was this: the UK is not like America. America is like it's comparing Hollywood to the BBC. Hollywood needs a big name, big explosion, a lot of marketing to sell their movies. They never sell the story, they sell the star. The BBC sells the story, sells the plot, not the star. Perfect example. Idris Elba was in the what was the name of that show over there, which I really liked? Idris Elba Top Show UK. Yeah, Luther. He was in Luther. They really didn't sell Idris. What they did was they sold a plot. They told you what it was kind of about. It was a very intelligent, albeit explosive detective that seems to always get himself into trouble, but he uses his mind in ways to get himself out of it, and he always captures his man. Sounds interesting enough. Let me go check this out. That's the difference. The same thing over there with boxing. They America needs a name to sell a fight. The British sell the fight and then promote the names, not vice versa. America promotes the names and then this fight is secondary. That is why you don't have a lot of big fights over here anymore because no one knows how to promote a fight. Moses is that 20-year-old with UK popularity and a big KO. White will win big. Well, to me personally, I don't know why they bypassed Wardley and went to White first, unless they believe he has 1 foot out the door. Okay, I don't know why they would do that. I really don't know that. Some 40 years ago, right? I'll say 20 plus years ago, there was a gentleman by the name of Mike McCollum, right? What was the cat's name? Oh man, Mike McCollum. Why can't I remember his opponent's name? He's from the UK too. He stopped Ben. He stopped Ben. Milton McCory, no James Watson. Okay, Mike. There was another gentleman. When did they fight? When did they fight? What year was their fight? It was a gentleman's fight too. What year did they fight? What year was it? Okay, 1990. Wow. Okay, so let's see. 30 years. So 35 years ago, Mike McConnell was the old dog, so to speak. He had just lost. He had uh he had just knocked out Curry, right? And he lost his belt to Sumbung Kalamoy, and then he rematched Sumbung Kalamoy, got that belt back. Then he fought James Toney, but they stripped him because it had something to do with the belt and the fees they have to pay. But he already paid for the fees for the belt. Money want to charge him more, and he said hell no, so they stripped him off his belt. So anyway, everybody on Watson's side believed that Mike was the old dog and he had 1 foot out the door. His manager even boldly said to Mike at the press conference, Mike McCollum needs this fight like he needs a hole in his head. Right? Mike McCollum is saying nothing. Everybody thought this dude was going to outlast him and all that. Mike beat, he beat Watson. He outboxed him. Then he beat him up so bad and he basically fell flat on his face and retired with his hands just like Buster Douglas with his hands up. No mas, no mas. Will that happen in this fight? Here it is, some 35 years old later, and the new body snatcher is going to is in here fighting this guy here. How old was Mike McCollum in 1990? Mike McCollum was 34 years old, allegedly, in 1990. In most cases, you have to add 5 years to their age. So let's say realistically, Mike was 39 in 1990, right? In 1990, he was 39. How old was Michael Watson when he fought Mike McCollum? He was 25, but he was a much more seasoned fighter than Itama is, right? Much more seasoned, had the better experience and everything. And I want to say the cat was undefeated. What was Michael Watson's record when he fought Mike McCollum? 21 wins, one loss. Watson's loss to Mike McCollum marked his second. Okay. So he had one loss. I believe that was to Eubanks. All right. So here are the similarities. You got this man here who's 39. This is Mike McCollum, the body snatcher of that day. Well, or forever, really. And then you have this man here, Mike Watson, stopped Ben, gave Eubanks hell, and was just giving everybody else hell out there in the UK. It was widely thought that Watson had enough in him to outbox and take out McCollum. I mean, everybody in the UK thought that. A lot of people over here were thinking that. And what Mike do? Came into the press conference in similar fashion as White. But McCollum was always the cool one. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. This young man is very talented and everything. And, well, we'll see what he has for me from the first round on. Mike Watson couldn't touch him. He spelled so much energy in the first 5 rounds that you could see him kind of breathing hard, just by the fifth, sixth round, seventh round, he was on fumes. Once round 9, 10, 11 hit, he might as well have checked out because Mike was still going to the body. And he finished him with just some vicious shots to the head. And then Mike, you could see him, he was just out of breath. He, he couldn't even turn over. In similar fashion, if Dillian conducts himself in that way, not to say that he's any way in shape the fighter that Mike McCollum was, but if he conducts himself as a body snatcher and snatches this young man's body, he wins the fight. He wins it, plain and simple. There's no getting around that, you know? There's absolutely no getting around it whatsoever. If you want to, hey, you think I'm wrong, you think it's just, oh yeah, well he's just out here, you know, doing this to get view. Let me tell you something. If I, y'all know me when it comes to boxing, name me one there's a few individuals who will go at me head to head with boxing, but you probably can't name them. I can, but out of the places you go, ask them if any of them will go one on one with me with no Google when it comes to boxing knowledge. Ask them. And all the places you go, pick 3 people out you will know who can stand with me one on one when it comes to my overall knowledge of the sport. See, because I have a secret weapon. I have secret weapons. Let me tell you what they are. No. Figure it out. It's very simple. How else do you learn? How else do you learn? And then once you figure that out, you'll have your answer. I am tin- 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 tin, holding a fly swatter. Mm, figure it out, baby, and then you will know. Just figure it out. Well, okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to go pick up something to eat since no food is coming to me. I gotta go pick something up. That sucks. It really does suck. But in life, you let nothing stop you. Nothing. If you break if you break one leg, get a branch, make a crutch, and you keep hopping. If one door closes, go get slammed in your face, please move on to someplace else. If you miss the bus, but you gotta get home, start walking. Maybe by the time you get to the next stop or two stops, that bus will be there. You'll be a little bit closer. Or just wait under the bus stop if there's a bus stop to cover you from the rain and keep waiting. But let's listen to me. As a 55, well, I'm 54 today, y'all. Tell me happy birthday. Today is This is why I'm pulling for right. This is gonna be my birthday present. Even though I didn't get the one I wanted, I'm getting this one, Playboy. I promise you I will. I promise you I will. Anyway, I like to have fun, man. But look here, I'm about to turn out the lights on this situation here. Thank you for coming through on the Saturday afternoon Troy Graham experience, right? Boxing afternoon show or evening, however you want to put it. But I'll see you after the fight because I'm coming back. Win, lose, or draw, I'm coming back. And Boxing Scholar, I'm calling you out right here, right now. If you're not, I'm calling you out because you were the one that said you matter of factly said I'm crazy for picking Dillian and all of that. And I'm calling you out, calling you out. Are you man enough to show up on the Troy Graham experience, or are you just afraid? Afraid. You like to talk from the safety of your own platform? Are you afraid to come see me? I feed you the crow slowly, believe me. Mm. So put your hands where your eye can see. Matter of fact, put your words where your eye can see. You said Dillian will lose very easily. I don't believe thee, so I'm challenging you. Come see me after the defeat or victory. Come see me, Playboy. I'll be here. Peace. I'm gone. And any man who challenged me today on that fight, come see me when I come back to do the follow-up show. Peace out. Mm.